Hey guys, thank you so much for tuning in to today's video. Today we are going to go through how to plan your Yosemite National Park trip, mistakes we made, and recommended spots to visit. Thank you also to those who have been watching our videos, commenting and subscribing to our channel. We really do appreciate all the support. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Okay, so moving on to Yosemite National Park. The national park is a 3.5-hour drive from San Francisco. We recommend spending about 2 to 3 days there to account for traffic, parking, and weather. It is one of the most beautiful natural places on earth, from valleys, rivers, and mountains to churches, waterfalls. It has been on the bucket list for quite a while.
So if you want to see bigger waterfalls, the best time to go is spring, which is in May and June. This is when there is the most snow melt, which forms the waterfalls. They are smaller in fall as they start to run dry. We went in late August, which is late summer, and there was still a decent amount of waterfall, but definitely not as much. If you time it right, you can also catch the full foliage in mid-October. In winter, it is also very beautiful, but the weather obviously is more unpredictable.
So Yosemite Valley was actually formed by the downward movement of glaciers, which gives it the classic U shape that you see now. Also in the path, sometimes you might encounter bears. If you end up seeing a bear and it approaches you, what you should do is, funnily enough, stand tall and yell aggressively at them to scare them away.
It's true, I was so surprised. But do not throw things or charge at them. This is all detailed on the National Park Service website, which we highly recommend you checking out before your trip.
You will also see there are some trees that have been burned. This is actually intentional or prescribed burning to control any wildfires. Controlled heat is also to help spread the cycloid trees, which Yosemite is known for. It helps to open the cones to spread the seeds and therefore helps them to reproduce. This has been done in Yosemite since the 1970s. To get to Yosemite National Park, you'll need to buy a pass to enter. You can buy this at the park entrance. We recommend buying the America the Beautiful annual pass, as it works out cheaper, especially if you're going to other places like we did for Grand Canyon and Sedona. For Grand Canyon, you can just show at the park entrance as you enter. For Sedona, you just have to display on your car dashboard just to park in certain places.
So once you drive into the area, you have 3 options for getting to Yosemite National Park from your accommodation. Option 1, splurge and pay more to stay in the village and not worry about anything. Because we are young and poor, this was never an option. Option number 2, bus in from your accommodation, or option number 3, drive in very early. So we stayed at the Rustic Bug Resort, which is a 50-minute drive from the national park. We did have the option to bus in, but we decided to drive so we could visit all parts of the national park.
We found the Rustic Bug Resort perfect for what we were needing. It wasn't too far away from the national park, and it was comfortable and tidy, the private rooms. It was quite affordable as well. They do have a cafe there and also a communal kitchen that's shared by everyone at the resort. You can utilize this to save money by doing your own cooking.
Dinner. I'm going to microwave it, I'm going to eat it outside. So we've got our katsu chicken that we bought from H-Mart. And our Korean noodles or vermicelli. We're having it outside. Hopefully no bugs to sting us. So if it is a weekday, there will actually be plenty of parks at the village, no problem. If it is the weekend or a public holiday, or both, assume the worst. We came to Yosemite on the Friday to do some activities, and we were really surprised about how easy it was to get a park, since we heard like it was really difficult. Friday it looked deserted, the park. So we got a little bit overconfident on Saturday, which was the first day of a long public holiday weekend, and we totally underestimated the parking and the traffic situation. We left a little later than planned and arrived at the entrance around 8 a.m. and there was already a long line to get in. We also made the mistake of visiting the less busier side of the park in the morning first, so by the time we got to the busier side, there were no car parks left. The more we thought we could circle back to get a closer park, the further away we ended up. It's 9:30. We're still trying to find parking. Oh, it's so bad. This is like our third parking lot we've entered now. It's still so full. And people making their own spots now as well. Do not come on a Saturday if you can, or a long weekend. It's crazy.
So get there early, like before 8 a.m. and drive towards the village first, as those parks will fill up first. The national park works on a one-way loop system, so you drive in one direction, and that means unfortunately if you do miss a spot, you can't go back. You'll have to circle half the park back. And we didn't realize this at first, but you could just create your own car park spot as long as it is safe and you're not blocking anyone's way. Everyone literally just ended up parking on the side of the road. By the time we found out we could do this, they had already shut down the entrance near Alcapata Meadow around 11 a.m. and we had to circle back even further.
Yeah, we ended up walking 1 hour just to get to the closest trail, so don't make the same mistake we did. It is 12:45 and now we've parked in the middle of nowhere. We've already been to Valley View already, just to take some photos. We thought we'd circle back to see if there'll be already some cars leaving the car park, but then they closed off East Village, which means they're forcing us to turn back. So now we're forced to park really far away and walk maybe 20 minutes to the nearest shuttle stop, if we're lucky, and then we'll get in from there and then start lining up for the shuttle.
Huh?
We were too greedy. We should have parked earlier, way earlier. So we have decided we're going to walk 1 hour instead of waiting for the shuttle, because the line for the shuttle will probably have to wait 3 buses before we can get on, and they only come every 20 minutes. So
Need food.
it's actually faster to walk, and we need food. We're starving. About to walk 3.8 miles. We're halfway through. No turning back now. Getting hungry. Need to eat.
Got some berries to eat.
No, they're probably poisonous. We've got some pine trees. We can eat some pine nuts. That's about it. As long as there are no signs saying no parking, pretty much by the looks of it, you can just park on the side of the road, because that's what everyone seems to be doing. Otherwise, it just won't fit. So they seem to be okay with that. I wouldn't recommend parking your Tesla like that though, on the edge. It's like the wheels aren't completely on the ground, it's literally parked over a trench. The west end, which is the end closest to the entrance, does tend to be a bit more quiet and accessible, so we recommend leaving that for the end of the day and go to the east side first. You can also sign up to get text alerts on which car parks have spots and which ones are closed. In terms of getting around, there is a Yosemite shuttle bus that loops around the east half of the park, but they are crowded and often run late. We only used it once towards the end of the day because we were so tired after walking that hour from the car to the trail. The buses don't go to the points of interest on the west side, so if you do plan on not driving, you will need to sacrifice those points of interest. So walk where possible on the east side, try not to move your car, and then you can drive over to the west side points of interest later on in the day.
In terms of food, the best option is actually to bring your own picnic food, and you can just eat it outside and enjoy the scenery. We made the mistake of not bringing our own picnic food, and we just had some pretty average food at the Yosemite Lodge food court.
I'm gonna pick up some lunch. And it's 2 o'clock. Dine in.
Just dine in.
Oh, we could go anywhere. Let's try this one. Oh.
Just get an idea of what there is.
Okay. Got the chicken pesto burger and the pork belly bowl. starting on the east side of the park is Cook's Meadows Loop. This 15-minute loop offers great panoramic views of the meadow and both the lower and upper Yosemite Falls. It is mainly boardwalk and gravel and a very pleasant walk. It is best to park at the village and walk 11 minutes to the loop.
Our second stop is Yosemite Valley Chapel. This chapel is not too far of a walk from Cook's Meadows Loop and sits peacefully amongst the forest. It was built in 1879 and is the oldest public structure within the park. Another great photo location.
Our next stop is Lower Yosemite Fall Trail Loop. This 30-minute loop will take you to the base of Lower Yosemite Fall, and it does get very busy here. There is a point on the track near the start where you will be able to see both the upper and the lower falls through a break in the trees, which makes a great photo spot. Same as Cook's Meadow, you will need to park at Yosemite Village and walk 18 minutes to the trailhead.
Now you'll start making your way back towards the El Portal entrance. El Capitan Meadow and the bridge with the reflection of the mountains are about halfway along. Generally, there should be car parking spots on the roadside, especially if you go before 12 p.m. and later after 5 p.m.
As you continue over to the far west side, there is the Bridal Veil Trail. This trail is a 20-minute return that takes you close to the Bridal Veil Falls, which is a smaller waterfall compared to Yosemite, but just as beautiful. There is a decent amount of roadside parking near the trailhead.
Next is Yosemite Valley View, which requires you to circle back towards the El Portal entrance. There are a few car parks here as well. Generally, it doesn't get too busy. Here you can get a great view of the mountains, Bridal Veil Falls, and the valley with the river. For the best landscape photo, get as close to the river as possible and do a long exposure shot.
So Yosemite Tunnel View is a short detour on the west side. This viewpoint gives you a wide view of the entire Yosemite Valley and Bridal Veil Falls. There is a small car park at the viewpoint, which we recommend as it is a bit further to walk.
We hope you guys found this guide useful and don't make the same mistakes as we did. It is important to properly plan your trip to maximize your Yosemite experience.
Thank you guys for watching.
My turn.
Your turn. We also made the mistake of not visiting the... Blah.
Blah.
Ooh, it's gone dark, the screen. Ah!
This chapel is not too far. Okay, I'll do it again. Okay.
Blah, 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 blah. We did it!